Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 23 of the regular season. Rangers win over the Blackhawks 3-2, and the streak continues to 6 in a row. Not just that, it's 8 consecutive games on home ice in MSG, and it's 10 of the last 11 for the New York Rangers. Boy, oh boy, are they hot right now. Oh boy, did the Rangers play well tonight. This was just a fantastic game overall for the Rangers. We were pretty darn disciplined. I believe we had, one penalty against us? Yeah, one. We were disciplined. The defense was fantastic. The goaltending was great by Alexander Georgiev. I'll talk about him and praise him a little bit later on. The offense was good. This was just a great game by the Rangers. I'm actually going to change it up tonight because I feel like it and talk about the player performances first and then end it on the goals. Who played well tonight? Well, a lot of players did. The first one I'm going to talk about because, man, Rangers fans have been rough on him in the past few years, and to an extent I get it, but man, Jacob Trouba tonight, this might have been his best defensive performance as a New York Ranger. He was the definition of a lockdown defenseman tonight. He was absolutely incredible. 5 hits thrown, a couple of blocked shots, and man, just all night he was everywhere defensively. I genuinely think this was Jacob Trouba's best defensive game as a Ranger. He was fantastic. The defense in general tonight I thought was really good. We allowed 27 shots against, but none of them were really tough shots. Georgiev made a few really, really nice saves, but they were few and far between. I thought Georgiev played great tonight, and I'll talk about him in a moment, but I thought the defense did a wonderful job limiting the Blackhawks to too many good scoring attempts. And I'm certainly not going to complain about the offense scoring 3 goals. I thought the offense was very good tonight. Panarin had a goal, along with that a 3-point night. He was on the board for all 3 of our goals this evening. He was fantastic. Ryan Strome had a goal and I believe a pair of assists, so he had also 3 points. He had a very nice night as well. Jacob Trouba did have an assist on one of the goals. Adam Fox had another goal and man, I'll talk about his goal later on because that was a beaut and an assist for a multi-point evening. Adam Fox, once again, leading all defensemen in points scored this season. Shocker. And while he didn't score, Mika Zibanejad tonight, I thought was flying up and down the ice. He was moving well. He got 4 shots on goal. I'm telling you guys, from what I see with Mika Zibanejad right now, he's looking like he was last season at this exact same moment. Around game 27 last year, I believe it was exactly the game 27 last year against the Philadelphia Flyers, Mika popped off the 6-point night, the hat trick, and that just started him on a tear down the stretch, which I think we're about to see that same exact thing happen with Mika right now. I think in the next 5 or 10 games, he is just going to come back to life. I think he's going to go absolutely bananas scoring-wise. And the bright side is this season, instead of having 30 games to really have a good season after he comes alive around this point, he's going to have 60. And before I get on to Georgiev, I want to talk about the physicality tonight. We hit them a lot. 28 hits. Ryan Reeves had 8 of them all by himself. He was, a machine hitting out there. He's been a machine all year. Revo has been just such a fun addition to this team for the, 3 minutes he plays a game. Slight exaggeration, but man, it was a scrappy game between them and the Blackhawks. I was amazed there wasn't a fight. I genuinely was shocked because after the first period, it was getting kind of scrappy out there. And now I'm going to talk about what I believe is one of the main stars of the evening, Alexander Georgiev. So last night comes into the game, 15 minutes left in this tight game, 1-goal game, and stops 9 of 9, including a few on the power play, and looked great. And you go, okay, hopefully he can roll some of that momentum into tonight. Because last night, he went in cold. He had no reason to believe he was going to make any other save other than the one off the face-off that went onto the bench in relief of Igor Shesterkin. He was cold. He was expecting, all right, I'll get this game maybe. And then now has been thrust into the starter role for maybe 3 or 4 games because good news with Igor is he's been put on the IR for 7 days, but they really think that it's only going to be a 7-day IR, maybe 7 to 10 at the most, which is great. Getting Shesterkin back as soon as possible is massive, but after last night and tonight, I think we can still win quite a few of these games with Alexander Georgiev in net. So he comes in tonight, stops 25 of 27, and I am going to talk about those Mickey Mouse goals in a second, but Alexander Georgiev tonight looked great. He had a few beautiful saves. He was fantastic. And the 2 goals that he allowed, man, I'm not just trying to be a biased Rangers fan. I genuinely don't understand how either of those goals were allowed to stand. Okay, so first period with like 20 seconds left, the Blackhawks would score first and make it a 1-0 game. Now, the Rangers in the first period looked horrifically sloppy, and you can see that from the fact that we had 5 shots on goal in the first period. Granted, we only held them to 7, so it wasn't terrible or anything, but we just looked sloppy. It was a sloppy turnover that allowed this goal to happen. But, and there is a big but in here, Seth Jones passes it in, and Brandon Heigl hits it with a stick that is pretty high up in the air. A stick that's high in the air. If only there was a call for that. Doesn't get called, bats it out of the air, and it's right in front of the net, and everyone stops on the play. Now, everyone stops, including Georgiev. Patrick Kane just goes, oh, look, a puck that's directly in front of the net, and the goaltender has given up. I guess I'm gonna yoink! Kane scores his 7th of the year, and it's 1-0 Blackhawks. Now, timeout. 1, that is a really, really sloppy turnover by the Rangers in the offensive zone that really shouldn't have happened in the first place. 2, why did everyone just stop? Play through the whistle, right? That's something you try to teach kids at such a young age. Just play through the whistle. You never know what's going to happen, right? But that's a high stick. That was touched with a high stick. That was definitely above the top of the goalpost, and I think it was above the shoulder. I have no idea why that was reviewed, and they still said, oh, no, that's a high stick. How? No. How? Explain to me how that isn't a high stick. Like, that's textbook of a high stick. It stands, it's 1-0 Blackhawks, and I'm bitter at that point. And it just hit me. The only penalty we took tonight was the delay of game for this, so we were incredibly disciplined tonight. I guess I should correct myself there. Luckily, the Rangers looked like an entirely different team in the second period. Now, we get on the board first on a power play goal. Double minor against the Blackhawks for high sticking on Filipino that would draw some blood, so cool, we get a double minor power play. We're passing around the zone, first unit's out there, about a minute into the power play. Strome has it, he passes it to Adam Fox. Fox gives it to Panarin, who does what I will call the Panarin scooch towards the net. And with a beautiful cross-ice pass over to Ryan Strome, basically an empty netter because the goaltender had way oversold for Panarin's shot. I mean, that wide open, Strome's not going to miss. He scores 1-1. And then later on, the Rangers in the second period would score again to make it 2-1. About 2:40 left in the second period. Rangers have it in the offensive zone. Panarin has it. He hands it to Adam Fox, who centers one for Ryan Strome. He hands it off to Artemi Panarin. He moves towards the net. He puts a shot on goal. It's stopped, but the Rangers had crashed the net. Someone in front puts it in, and it's Adam Fox. I don't mean this in a bad way. Of all the players you expect to be crashing the net, Adam Fox is not the one to do that. I can only imagine the conversation in his head went something to the equivalent of, I've already won a Norris. I'm already debatably the number one defenseman in the entire National Hockey League in my third year. I've proven myself to be great at the blue line. Why not just go be a crease rat as well for the fun of it? A beauty by Adam Fox, his 5th of the year, and the Rangers take a 2-1 lead. So that was it for the second period. But 20 minutes later, or thereabouts, in the third period, the Rangers have it in the offensive zone, moving it around. Jacob Trouba keeps it in the offensive zone. He passes back for Artemi Panarin. He moves, comes around the net, puts one over for Ryan Strome. He mishandles it, but saves it with a backhanded pass shot thing that bounces off Arturi Lehkonen. And over to, who else? Artemi Panarin, wide open net. He puts it in and, bread kick! Bread kick! It genuinely astounds me that he can do that with such control on ice when I can barely do it on actual solid ground. Panarin goal makes it a 3-1 game, and the Rangers are comfortably in the driver's seat with about 5 minutes left. No worry. Oh, no. So the Blackhawks have it in our zone. They're passing it around. There's a shot put on by Alex DeBrincat, and Georgiev stops it. So, all you have to do is stop moving, and there's going to be a stoppage in play because he's frozen the puck. Just All we gotta do is stop moving. Patrick Nemeth!
Stop shoving players into your goaltender!
Literally, this is the most not on Georgiev goal that has been scored to this point. He stopped it. He stopped the goal. He stopped the puck. It was under him. It was frozen. You just had to not push a player into him, Nemeth. But instead, yoink into him. The puck goes in, and it's a good goal. I still don't think it should have counted, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But they count it. It's a goal. It's 3-2. And there's still a bit of time left, and you kind of get worried. Luckily, we kill it off. But man, 2 kind of bogus goals against Alexander Georgiev tonight. He played wonderfully. I really don't put either of them on him, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. And that was it. The Rangers win again. Once more, just to remind everyone, they're 6th in a row. They're 10th of the last 11 games. And they're 8th consecutive on home ice. The Rangers are cooking with gas right now. 4th league-wide in points, and only 2 points behind the Panthers for being number 1 in the NHL. Man, oh man, the Rangers are doing something special right now. So that's it. That's what I got for you guys this fine Saturday evening, probably Sunday morning by the time I get this uploaded. Another great game for the Rangers. They win once more. We are cooking with gas right now, and I've said that a few times. Anyway, the Rangers have quite a few days off. We don't play again until Tuesday at 8:30 in Chicago for another matchup against them. And hopefully we can take another one against them on the road. That'd be pretty fun. I'm going to go out on a limb. It's 99% going to be Alexander Georgiev. I don't think we give Huska the start yet. I think he might very well get a start before it's all said and done. Just not yet, I don't think. But I'll be here after that. I'll be here tomorrow with a Jets video. And I'll see you guys then. So, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Rangers.